Good day everyone, this is Morning Batanes once again. Welcome to my channel. Samahan niyo po ulit ako sa isa na namang episode ng pagluluto. Today, we are making scone. So, let's start. We need flour, egg, baking powder, baking soda, salt, sugar, and buttermilk. Now, this is a substitute for buttermilk because I don't have it on hand. It's a cup of whole milk and 2 tablespoons of white vinegar. You put it together and set it aside for a while. Once it's curdled, it's ready. We also need 1.5 stick of cube butter. It has to be cold. Now, we mix our dry ingredients. We give it a stir, set it aside. And then we put our egg in our wet ingredients and give it a stir. As you can see, I always break my egg on a separate container so that as I always say, if you have a bad egg, you will not ruin your whole mixture. And then I added the vanilla in the wet ingredients. Give it a good stir. Set it aside, and now let's start mixing our butter and flour. You can use 2 knives and do a crisscross motion like that. It will give you the same result, but it will take longer. I prefer using my hands to do this. Just make sure your hand is not too warm. You use the tip of your finger to mix the butter and flour. And once you reach the sand-like consistency, it's done. Then you make a well in the middle and you pour the wet ingredients, and then you give it a stir, mix it until just combine. Now, if you want to add chocolate chips like I did, this is the time to add it, because you don't want to overmix your scone mixture. We want it to be airy, as they say. It has to be like that. Now, this recipe is a little bit wet, so you be careful not to overmix it. So that's done, and we can start portioning our scone. I used the bench scraper to divide my scone. I always just eyeball it, but of course you can weigh so you have an even size of your scone. Today I am making 2 variations of scone. This is a chocolate chip, and the next one will be a plain scone, and we are using our Thermomix mixer also. So for the plain scone, I'm using the same ingredients. We're just going to use the Thermomix to mix it all together, and we'll see the difference. And now this one is ready to go in the oven. So I preheated my oven for 15 minutes. So we will cook it for 15 minutes, 12 to 15 minutes, depending on your oven, for 180 degrees Celsius. And now it's done. It smells amazing. So this is our chocolate chip scone. It looks beautiful. And I'm just gonna transfer it to another baking tray because we are going to use the baking tray for the plain scone. And that's done. Let's see the inside. Can you see the fume? It is fluffy and very light. And now for the plain scone, I just put all the ingredients in the Thermomix mixer and just mixed it for about 15 seconds. And if you want to put raisin, dried cranberries, or nuts, or your chocolate chips. You just put it all together and mix it there. Mix it for about 15 seconds and then you take it out. And now, as you can see, the scone dough is really light and it's really fluffy. Now, the one from the Thermomix mixer is easier to manage. As you can see, it is really holding its shape. And now we divide it. And it's really easy to divide also because it's not sticking on my bench scraper. So as usual, I just eyeball it, but if you're using it for business, by all means, use your weighing scale. It looks beautiful. So the first one, I didn't brush it with a glaze, but this one I'm going to brush it with cream. You can use egg yolk and milk mixture for your glaze. What it does is it'll give you a golden brown color afterwards, after it's cooked. So let's brush it lightly on top of our scone. Just like that. The reason why I didn't brush or put a glaze on the first one is that it's a bit wet already and I don't want it to be too wet because I might get a soggy scone afterwards. And so that's done. Let's put it in the oven and wait for 15 minutes. And while we are waiting, I want to thank you all for joining me once again. I hope you had fun and that I shared something useful. And I hope that you'll try to make this at home and let me know how it goes. And if you have a question, please leave a comment on the comment section below and I'll try to get back to you as soon as I can. And if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. And if you haven't subscribed yet, please subscribe and hit the notification bell so you'll get notified every time I upload a new video. And so our scone is done. It's beautiful, it's light, as you can see. Thank you for watching once again. God bless. Bye-bye.